When you first get the idea to start finding your family tree, it is totally natural to want to dive right in with things that you've seen on TV. Maybe getting a subscription to Ancestry.com, or maybe even getting a DNA test. In my experience in working with family historians, I found that starting right off with Ancestry or with a DNA test can often lead to more frustrations than discoveries. In this video, I'm going to share with you why those aren't the best places to start and show you a better place to get your family history journey off on the right foot. A quick clarification. If you're starting this family history journey with an adoption situation and you're wanting to find biological relatives, in that case, yes, a DNA test might actually be the best place to start. But if you don't have an adoption situation, what's wrong with starting with Ancestry or with DNA? When you start with Ancestry, you are going to be inundated with a lot of names, a lot of records, and a ton of hints. Some of those records and hints are going to be for your relatives, and some of them aren't. And when you're first getting started, it isn't always easy to tell which is which. Even though the names on the records that Ancestry is showing you, it might not be for your relative. It might just be for someone who happens to have the same name. What you need to keep in mind when you're tracing your family tree is to think of your ancestors as real people with real identities. I tell people all the time, your ancestors are more than just names. Think of all the ways that you could describe yourself. You were born a specific date in a specific place. You have relatives. You might have brothers and sisters. You might have an Uncle Bob and an Aunt Mabel. You have lived in different places. You have had occupations. And all of these things can be used to describe you and differentiate you from someone else who just happens to have the same name. It's the same with your ancestors. They had places they lived and occupations. They certainly had relatives and other people that they associated with. And we can use all of that information to help tell apart people who have the same name, so we know that we have the right person. But if you're focusing just on the name, chances are high that you're going to be adding people to your tree that really don't belong there. Starting out with a DNA test to climb your family tree can have similar results. Sure, you're going to get matches to tons of people who you are genetically related to, but you're not going to have that context to really see how it all fits together. So you end up with a lot of confusion. So if an Ancestry subscription or a DNA test, if those aren't the best places to start climbing your family tree, what is? Well, put away your credit card, because the best place to start exploring your family history is at home. What do you already know about your family? Write it down. Write down their names, write down any dates that you know, write down where they lived. You can even add details like occupations or churches or organizations. Don't stop with your parents and grandparents. If they had brothers and sisters, write down what you know about them. Then look around for papers. Do you have any obituaries or funeral programs? Do you have any kind of certificates, letters, photos, memorabilia? It is amazing what details you can pull out of some of the things that you might already have. Don't go it alone. Be sure to ask other family members what they might know. Sometimes when I give that advice, people will say, "But Amy, I'm a part of the oldest generation. There isn't anyone to ask." And to that, I reply, do you have any brothers and sisters, or do you have any cousins? If so, ask them. I'm the youngest cousin on my dad's side of the family, and I don't have any memories at all of my great-grandmother. But my sisters and my oldest cousins do. So I can ask them what they remember about great-grandma, and they can fill me in on the details of what she was like, what they remember about her. On the other hand, with me being the youngest, I had different experiences with our grandmother. So I can share with them the experiences that I had with Grandma and my perspective on her and her life. Now, when you're talking to those other family members, make sure to ask if they have any photos or letters or maybe the family Bible. They might not know that you're interested in those kind of things unless you specifically ask. By starting at home with your genealogy research, you are building a much stronger foundation for researching your family tree. Then, if you do subscribe to Ancestry or you take a DNA test, you're going to have a lot better context, and a lot of those results that you're going to see are going to make a lot more sense. There is so much you can explore in family history. Check out the video that's on screen right now or linked down in the description to help you make even more discoveries in your family tree.